Hello my darlings, we are very close to the end of the Masking Club series. This is a series that I started earlier this year in the hope that you would adopt one of my beauty secrets, and that is masking daily. Through this series, I have already reviewed about 14 masks, and once we are done with this video, we will be at 17. Thankfully, we are ending the review segment of this series with some fantastic masks. All the 4 masks that I'm going to talk about today, I absolutely love, I would definitely recommend, and they're definitely doing the thing. Let's start with the True Balance SOS mask from Evolve Organic Beauty. This is an extremely well done clay mask. A clay mask that I would say all skin types will enjoy. It has 3 clays within it. It doesn't dry out the skin. It's been leaving the skin very fresh and very clean. And at the end of the day, that's exactly what we want from a really good clay mask. It goes onto the skin very soft. It has somewhat of a whipped texture. And thankfully, despite it having 3 types of clay within it, it doesn't particularly dry out the skin. Anytime I have used it, I have felt, okay, the skin is not feeling tight, it's not feeling disrespected, but it's still left very clean, very fresh. When it comes to clay masks, it's very hard to impress me, and I'll explain myself why at the end of this video. But this one, has it impressed me? I guess it has. It's something I would definitely recommend. Let's talk about some ingredients. As I had mentioned, this mask has 3 types of clay. There's French green clay, kaolin, and red clay. There's also moringa, adding a touch of antioxidants to this, glycerin, coconut oil derivatives, and cornstarch. There's also willowbark extract, which acts as a natural form of salicylic, helping us get down into the pores and really clear the skin out. There's nothing much more to say apart from that. It's a well done clay mask. It doesn't dry out the skin, it leaves the skin refreshed. The price point is not too bad. If I'm being picky, I would have preferred this to be in a tube, but that's okay. And with that being said, I am going to give this mask a solid 4 out of 5. Now let's move into the treat of the video. This is the chocolate mask from Light Beauty. This is a true delight, a true treat. It's a nourishing mask, chock full of oils and butters. And with that being said, it's definitely something I would recommend for dry skin types. It's a type of mask I would recommend for people like me, those who love to have oils and butters in their skincare. I would also recommend this mask for those who have a bit of lackluster skin. The skin is just looking like it needs a bit of a punch, it needs a bit of help, and that can come with winter or being in a difficult period of your time or that time of the month during your monthly bleed. This is for that. Now, I do have some past experience with this brand. Light is very bougie, very high quality ingredients with a very high price point. This little pot costs £41. With that being said, I do feel like Light does deserve that high price point. I can tell the quality of ingredients that have been used. I do love their formulations. Everything I have tried from the brand has always impressed me. And if you have a big beauty budget, if you've got room to play with in your beauty budget, this is a brand I can highly recommend. This mask is not only nourishing, you do get a touch of exfoliation as well, and it's chock full of antioxidants. The antioxidants come from extracts of rose, rosemary, carrot, and calendula. The exfoliation comes from powders of cacao, baobab, and carob. And the nourishing aspect comes from the inclusion of oils such as sesame oil, sunflower oil, and shea butter. It's a treat. Every time I have used it, the skin just feels very spoiled, very nourished, very ready for the day. I have particularly loved using this in my morning routines. In those days, I just want to face the day in my most beautiful way. I want the skin to just be in tip-top condition. I want to walk out of the bathroom feeling pampered from head to toe. She's a treat. She is delightful. And with that being said, I am willing to give this mask a solid 4 out of 5. Now let's move on to a mask that has supported me all year long. This is the Elizabeth Grant Wonder Effect Glycolic Mask 10%. Whew, this is what I call my skin blaster. This is a very potent exfoliating mask. Anytime I use this, I am guaranteed gorgeous skin for the week. I have particularly loved using it during my home facials. Just the effect on the skin, just everything is blasted away and all you're left with is gorgeous texture. And if you have any breakouts coming on, this gobbles them up. This is not a mask I would prefer to recommend to all skin types. This is a mask I would prefer to recommend to those who have a good grasp around their chemical exfoliation. Their skin is used to it. They're used to this ingredient on their skin. Because this is potent, in the wrong hands, I think you could damage your skin barrier with this mask. But if you know what you're doing, this mask will not fail you. It has not failed me all year long. And I have absolutely loved its effects. I love how I don't need to use it so many times. Once every 2 weeks, once every 10 days, and I've always had gorgeous skin, and I didn't even feel like I needed to chemically exfoliate between those gaps, even though I have. Just a stunning mask. As I had mentioned, the exfoliant in this mask is glycolic acid. It also has clay, tons of extracts which are a unique blend to Elizabeth Grant, which they call torricelum. There's also aloe, niacinamide, lots of emollients and moisturizers. It's a well done mask, you know, it leaves the skin very soft, but it is extremely potent. That is my only biggest disclaimer with it. And with that being said, simply for its potency, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. Now we'll end this video with a thing that stops me from being impressed with clay masks, and that is clay in its raw form. Buying clay in its raw form has been one of the ways for me to keep the numbers down when it comes to my daily masking ways. It gives me a little bit of control in the matter because I can mix these raw clays with what I need at that moment. And usually I always go for just honey and aloe. I will sometimes use a toner or an essence or even a hydrating serum as my mixing media for my dry clays. But because of this, it is very hard to impress me when it comes to a clay mask. I get my clays from Ijeoma skincare, and my favorite clay to use has been Gasul clay. I have gone through quite a few bags. I use it not only for my skin, I use it for my hair as well. But this year, once I finished the bag, I did not buy any more. Simply because this year I had so many masks to get through for the sake of my masking club series. But I do have a bag of green clay. I decided to buy some simply because I like to try things, and I felt like I was getting stuck in a rut with my Gasul clay. You know, when you use something for so long, you slightly get bored. And I thought, let me try another clay and see if it will work for me. I will say green clay is not really for me. I have combination skin, meaning I get quite oily in my T-zone and I can get blackheads and whiteheads. So I need something to really draw out the oils. And out of all the clays, green clay is one of the most gentle, and I just don't feel it's giving me the clean that I'm used to from my Gasul clay. With that being said, I definitely recommend this for drier skin types. For skin types that don't get as clogged as mine but still want a bit of a cleanse, and perhaps you also have dehydrated skin and you still want to include clay in your routine. This is very gentle. I've not found it to be something that pulls too much on the skin. In fact, anytime I have mixed it up, I felt like I've had to use more than I needed to use because it just simply turns, it doesn't become a thick paste like Gasul. It stays very liquid, very fine, very gentle type of situation. I will finish this bag up, but I will not be repurchasing it. It's simply not for my skin type. But as I said, if you have dry skin types, dehydrated, you just want a gentle cleanse, check out green clay. And that's that. We have come to the end of the review segment of my Masking Club series. I do have one more video to do. This will be more of like an overview and celebrating the highlights of this series. I hope you have found this series to be valuable and you have increased your masking frequency over the year. As per usual, down in the description box, I will make sure to fill it up with everything that I have talked about in this video. I want to thank you so much for being here. My name is Ijeoma, and I'll see you soon.